Hey everyone, it's Kaycienikole, and today we're going to go through a mini flow practice all the way up to hip openers. And we're going to focus a lot on the outer hips today. We're also going to focus on the shoulders, so a little bit of full body. We're going to throw some balancing in there. So all you should need today are 2 blocks, and that is it. So we're going to jump right on into the practice. Let's start off by coming down onto our backs. And as you come down onto your back, let's start with the opposite by letting the inner hips open up, soles of the feet together. Let the knees open out to the sides. You can play with the placement of the feet, maybe sliding them closer towards the hips or pushing them a little farther out. And once you find a good positioning for your legs, let your arms do the same. Maybe let them fall to the sides, opening up through the chest and the shoulders. Maybe the hands rest on the belly, whatever feels most appropriate for you here. We're going to ground in with a nice deep breath together. Empty out the lungs and meet at the bottom of the breath. Through the nose, start to take a deep breath in. Expand the breath through the belly. Expand it up into your ribs and then all the way up into your chest. Feel your shoulder blades expand, the space between. Holding here. And then open up the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. If you want to take another one of those, go for it. Try to clear out any of that residual stagnation. And once you have released it out, let your breath fall into a more natural rhythm in and out of the nose. Feeling expansive, feeling more open. And then lightly constrict the breath down the back of the throat. Coming into your Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. Allow yourself to hear the breathing and feel the breathing. This will help to smooth out your breath, to regulate it, and to circulate the energy as we move through the practice to ensure that we're not getting it stuck in any specific areas or creating extra tension. Take another breath here in this position. Let the mind empty out. Allow yourself to be fully present. And anytime you need to take rest through this practice, please honor your bodies and do as you please when it feels good for you. I am simply a guide. Wiggle through your fingers and your toes. Hands come to the outsides of the legs to help lift the knees towards one another, separating the feet a little bit here, and then just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. We're going to open up a little bit into the hips. So as the knees come back to center, let's cross right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And as you open it, you can kind of push the thigh forward and back a little bit and just feel that swinging open through the hip joint. You might stay here just pressing the leg open. Or if you are wanting to take it deeper and it's accessible, you can lift your left foot off the ground, either step it onto a block or use your hands to wrap around the left leg and draw it in. Keep the back of the hips rooted into the floor. Don't let them curl up. And even though the arms might be used here to pull in, try to relax your shoulders a little bit. If you want to add a little extra intensity, you can tip the legs an inch or two to the left side and just notice how that helps to direct the stretch a little deeper into the outer hip and into the glutes. Take 2 more deep breaths in and out of the nose, finding those Ujjayi breaths. If you shift it a little to the left, bring it back to center. Now, from here, we're going to continue to hold on with our hands, or we're going to continue to just keep the left foot anchored where it is. And I want you to create resistance by trying to press your right ankle forward. It's pressing into the left leg. And now you're feeling a little more activation into those muscles, creating a little bit of resistance. You're holding it in place, but you're trying to press that right foot forward for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax the legs. Release the left foot to the floor if it's still lifted. Now, from here, let's go ahead and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Reach up through the heel, feel the toes pull back. We're going to warm up into the ankle and to the foot a little bit, especially as we're going to be working balance today. So find some big circular motions through your ankle, both directions. And then flex through the ankle. So toes pull back, reaching up through the heel. It's okay if the leg's not fully straightened. You also have the option of holding onto the leg if that makes it feel more supported. Now, from here, you're going to keep the bend in your ankle, but just create a fist with your toes. So only the toes are curling over. Now, keep the toes curled into a fist, but extend the ankle. Now you're in a full point. Keep the ankle straight, but pull the toes back and open them wide, like the shape of a high heel. And then go ahead and relax it here. Bend the knee into your chest, hug it in, and extend your left leg long on the ground in front of you. Take a deep breath in, hold on to the knee with your left hand, and let your right arm fall to the side. On your exhale, you're going to pull the knee over to the left. Keep your right shoulder on the ground. And keep pulling that knee over to the side and down towards the ground until you feel that edge point where you're still able to breathe, but you feel a nice anchoring from the shoulder, and then allowing yourself to move deeper into the twist from there while maintaining breath and feeling into the sensation of the body. Maybe the head rolls over to the right side to create full rotation in the spine. One more breath here. Head rolls back to center. Lift the knee back to center. Set the foot to the ground. Feel free to shake out your legs here for a couple breaths. And then we'll repeat that same sequence, but now on the other side. So when you're ready, bend the knees, walk the feet in. And let's cross the left ankle over your right thigh. Use your hand to press the thigh open and let it swing back in a few times. Just think about this as lubricating the hip joint, preparing it for movement. And then you can press it forward and stay here. If you want to go a little deeper, maybe the right foot comes up onto a block at any height. Or if you're able to, lift the foot up until your hands can catch the back of your right thigh or even around the front of the right shin. Remember that the hips stay grounded. Relax your shoulders. Try to take some unnecessary effort out of this position if you can. Soften the muscles in your face. Deep breath in and out of the nose. Stay connected to those ujjayi breaths. You can stay as you are or let the legs shift to the right side about an inch or two. And just feel how that sinks heavy on that left hip. Just give yourself a couple more breaths in this position. And then slowly shift the legs back to center if you adjusted them. Now you're going to hold them in place or don't let your right leg move. You're going to press your left ankle into that right knee or thigh and create a little bit of resistance. You're hugging in or holding it in place, but your left foot is trying to press away. Feel that activation lift all the way up into the outer hip. Holding one more breath. And then gently release. Let the right foot come down to the ground if it's not there already. And then we're going to extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Find big circular motions in the ankle. Once again, you can always have a bend into the knee. You can also hold onto it with your hands if that feels better. Now from here, left foot reaches up through the heel. Toes are pulling back to create flexion in the ankle. And then keep the ankle bent as you curl the toes. Now keep the toes curled and begin to extend through your ankle. And then keep the ankle straight, pull the toes back, open them wide. And then as you relax it, bend the knee, hug the knee to your chest, and stretch your right leg long out on the ground. On your inhale, hold on to the knee with your right hand. Let your left arm fall to the side. And exhale, twist. Pull the knee over to the right and down while keeping your left shoulder blade down on the floor. Your head can always roll to the left side if that feels good to complete the rotation in the spine. Feel each inhale expanding and each exhale maybe drawing a little bit deeper into your twist, wringing out the spine. We're going to take one more breath here in this position. And then let the head come back up to center, lift the knee back to center, and then release. Go ahead and shake out your legs here for a couple breaths. And then hugging the knees to the chest, sway yourself from side to side. We're going to come up to a seated position, so you can either roll over to a side, fetal position, and press up with your top hand, or grab the backs of your thighs and rock back and forth until you have the momentum to come all the way up into a seated position. Crossing your legs once you're here, spine up nice and tall. So we're going to open up a little bit into the shoulders. Take your right arm forward, thumb up, and cross it over the chest. Use your left hand to hook underneath and start to pull it in. As you pull it in, try to take your hand and hook it to the inside of the elbow rather than the outside, if able. And just continue to pull it in while keeping the arm nice and straight. One more deepened breath, spine stays nice and tall. And then as you release, reach that right arm up over your head and then bend your elbow so the hand drops back. And just take your left hand to the top of the elbow now and start to pull it back behind you. As much as you can here, you're not pinching your chin to your chest or compressing through your neck at all. The elbow is just pulling back. One more breath. And then exhale, gently release your arms to your sides. Roll the shoulders a little bit here. Loosen them up. And then we'll do the other side. Left arm forward, thumb up. Cross it over the chest. Right arm hooks underneath. Try to get onto more of the upper arm area as you pull in, keeping the arm as straight as you can, and just take a few breaths. Now, as you release, inhale, reach the arm up over your head, bend into the elbow, hand drops back, and use your right hand to the top of the elbow to pull it back behind you. Draw it away from the front of your body. Head stays nice and tall, neck is long. One more deepened breath. And then release, arms to your sides, roll the shoulders forward and up, and then roll them back and down. Let's do that one more time. Roll the shoulders forward and up, and exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Let's come into a tabletop position. As you sweep the legs off to a side, make your way around onto all fours. Stack your joints here, so shoulders over elbows over wrists, and hips over the knees. Take a deep breath in with a neutral spine. And exhale, round your back, chin to chest, tail tucks, press to the hands and knees. Cat pose. And then inhale, drop the belly down, scoop up through your chest, lift up through your hips, cow pose. Exhaling, rounding back into your cat. I want you to just move on your own here from one to the other, moving as slowly as you need to stay connected to your own breathing rhythm. Deep Ujjayi breath. Any other movements you want to add in, make it your own. And then slowly make your way back into a nice neutral shape. We're going to make our way into downward facing dog, so adjust hands and feet as much as needed. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And from here, you can just kind of pedal out your legs a little bit, but make sure you have a nice long spine. So bend the knees generously until your back can lengthen, pulling the hips back, and then you can work on straightening your legs from there. Start with a nice elongated spine first. Take another breath or two. Open up the shoulders wide across the back. Now inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhaling, looking forward, and walk your way to the top of the mat into a standing forward bend. Feet about the width of the hips. Let yourself just hang out here. Once again, a generous bend into the knees. Your hands can drop, they can dangle, they can grab opposite elbows. You can hug the backs of the legs. It's your choice. Maybe sway a little side to side. Just kind of decompressing here. Let's take another breath. Sway yourself to center. Let the arms drop heavy. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Draw the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. With a flat back, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms high over your head. Open up the chest. And then draw your hands down together at your heart's center. So we might need the blocks for this next one. We're still warming up the body a little bit here. We're going to get more into the outer hips and hamstrings. So cross the right leg over the left leg. So you're literally just crossing your legs. And then from here, arms reach up, breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinging over. Hands can come down to your blocks or all the way down to the ground. Blocks can come in various heights to be accommodating for all levels, so choose what's most appropriate for you. As you fold over, if you want a little bit more, walk your hands or your blocks over to the right side and fold in a little deeper. And then walk yourself back around to center. Long spine inhale, and then take your hands to your waist. Strong, active core. Inhale, come all the way up. And then from here, uncross your legs. Quick little shake. And then let's cross left over the right. Switch the crossing of the legs, square through the hips, arms reach up, inhale. And exhale, forward fold as you melt over, hands to your blocks or all the way down to the ground. Feel into the differences between your sides. As you fold over, stay as you are. Maybe walk your hands over to the left side and fold in. You can take those blocks with you if that feels good. One more breath here. And then walk yourself back around to center. If you moved, lengthen your spine, take a breath in. And then take the hands to the hips. Strong, active core. Come all the way up. And then uncross your legs. Shake it out. Set your blocks out of the way if you have them there. We're going to start moving and flowing through some sun salutations. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Lifting through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging at the hips. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you'd like. Halfway lift, breath in, heart pulls forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank position. Let's hold here for a couple breaths. Now begin to shift your weight forward, maybe lower the knees to the ground. With control, lower all the way to the floor, belly and chest. Same time, come down. As you untuck the toes, 2 rounds of back bends here. Keep the legs active. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, right back down. One more, we're going to hold it briefly. Inhale, lift up. Cobra or upward dog by floating the knees and thighs off the ground. It's your choice. Heart opens, pull the ground towards you. Let's take another breath in. And exhale, make your way back to downward dog. Maybe pull back onto the knees first, tuck the toes, and lift the hips. Spend a few breaths here in your downward dog. Child's pose is also available to you anytime. Nice lengthened spine. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Look forward to the hands and step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up tall, open up the chest at the top. And exhale, hands to your heart, and then let them fall to your sides. We'll do it again, one breath, one motion. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Step back and lower down. We're going to go through our vinyasa. Lower to chaturanga, half or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And then completing the vinyasa by exhaling into our downward facing dogs. So that vinyasa sequence, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog will complete that vinyasa sequence. We'll be doing that a lot today. 2 more breaths. One more breath in and a full breath out. Looking forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to standing, reaching up nice and tall. And then exhale, hands to your heart, and then drop them to your sides. Step the feet as closely together as you're able to here. Bend into the knees, inhale, chair pose. And then exhale, forward fold, releasing all the way down. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, go through your vinyasa, starting with chaturanga. We'll meet in downward dog. Exhaling into chaturanga. Your inhale will take you up into your back bend, and exhale will take you back to your downward dog when you're ready. Now, once you've arrived in your downward dog, let's inhale the right leg towards the ceiling. And exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Feel free to take blocks underneath the hands to provide more space to step through. Now, once you've stepped forward, take the back foot, bring it to a 45-degree angle, find your balance. Inhale, come all the way up into warrior one position. As you come up into warrior one, let's hold here for a couple breaths. Sink into the front leg, press into the back leg, square the hips, activate your inner thighs. Feel your pelvic floor lift. Feel your bandhas engage. Navel pulls back to the spine and lifts up. Ribs corset in, arms up, melt through the shoulders. Gazing beyond the tip of the nose, let's take one more breath in. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step back and either go through a vinyasa or go straight to downward dog or any other resting pose, maybe child's pose, until you're ready. Once we meet in downward dog, when you're ready, let's inhale left leg up. And exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Please take your time to get here. Setting up intentionally, ground the back foot 45 degrees and inhale, come up warrior one. Same steps. Make sure your foot positioning is solid. Then sink into the legs, square the hips, feel your bandhas engage, ribs in. Melt some tension from your face, from your shoulders. Keep your fingers just as active as your feet. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground, step back, go through your vinyasa or straight to downward dog. Once again, rest is always an option. 3 to 5 breaths in your downward dog. Find a position that allows you to come back into a deepened breath. If that means child's pose, take it. Then inhale, prepare, come up onto the toes. Exhale, release your breath, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, hips down, arms up. and really sit back into that chair. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. Tail reaches down towards the ground. Feel the front hip points lift up. Belly button hugs up and in as the pelvic floor lifts. Ribs in, arms extend. One more deepened breath. Now inhale, stand up, reach up, and then exhale, take your arms all the way down to your sides. From here, we're going to start to work a little bit of the stabilizing muscles in our body as we're going to be working progressively more and more balancing and hip opening with the balancing. So just to get the legs nice and awakened here, let's separate the feet about hips width, bend into the knees, inhale, chair pose. Chair pose with your legs separated. Now I'm going to face you just so you can see a little bit better. Take your hands to your heart. Bring weight into your right leg. Still sinking into that chair. See if you can come up onto your left toes. Maybe hover your left toes. Hover the foot. Sink into the chair, still on that right leg. And then set the left foot down. Transfer weight into your left side. Lift the right heel. See if you can hover your right foot. Still sitting in that chair. Set the right foot, sink even weight into your feet, arms reach up, breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Hold here for an extra breath. Take an inhale, open up your mouth and just let it go. Halfway lift, breath in. Plant the hands, step or hop back, take your vinyasa, meet in downward dog. From your downward dog, inhale, right leg reaches up. And exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Take your time. This time, keep that back heel lifted. We're going to come up into crescent lunge. Inhale all the way up nice and tall. So now we have a little bit more the balancing and stabilizing that we're going to work on. We're going to focus on what the arms are doing. So I'm going to turn towards you, but keep your legs as they are. Arms reach forward. In fact, let's do it a little bit different. Right hand, thumb up. Cross it over the chest, and then hook your left arm underneath, just like we did in the beginning with the stretch. Now we're going to come into eagle arms. You can stay here, or hook your left elbow underneath the right elbow so that it's more on the upper arm side. You could stay here, or bend both elbows and bring the backs of the hands together, or weave the front of the palms to touch one another. Lift the elbows the height of the shoulders, and then squeeze your elbows towards each other. One more deepened breath. Release the arms up, deep breath in. Exhale, take your hands to your heart center, lean forward. Come up onto your back toes, push into your front leg as you lift the back leg up. You can always walk the back foot in a little bit before that transition. Now from here, we're going to come all the way to standing. Lift the left knee to your chest. Tree pose. Open the knee to the side. And then without using the hands, squeeze the foot up the leg and let it attach. Arms slowly stretch high over the head, reaching up through the arms, extending out through the fingertips. Take another couple breaths. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to lose your balance. Take your hands together, heart center, knee back to center, and set the foot down. Shake out your legs a little bit. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold, hinging all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Now stay with me here. You should be at the front of your mat. If you're not, adjust yourself. Your right foot's going to stay here, but you're going to step your left foot to the back of the mat. So you're in this nice long lunge position. And then open up the back foot 90 degrees so the toes point to the side. Inhale up, warrior two. Settle in here, make any adjustments. Level out the hips, melt into the legs, arms reaching forward and back. Getting that nice hip opening and strengthening. One more breath. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior, reaching up and back. Back hand can rest at the back leg. You're still sinking into your front leg. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, take your hands all the way down to the ground. Pivot on your back foot and step back. Go through your vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog or child's pose. When you're ready, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, big step forward between the hands. Find the balance between your feet. Inhale, crescent lunge, come up nice and strong. Now, once again, we're going to work into the eagle arm variation. Left hand forward, thumb up. Cross it over the chest as your right arm sweeps underneath. Try to hook behind the elbow as you pull in. Option to stay here or hook right elbow underneath the left elbow. Maybe the backs of the hands touch or the front of the palms. Lift to the height of your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows in. Keep sinking into your legs. Eagle arms. One more breath. Then as you release the arms, inhale, reach them up. Take your hands to heart center. Lean forward. Come up onto your back toes. Maybe walk them in a little bit. Push through the front leg to lift the back leg up. Warrior 3. Hands can always come to blocks if you need. Otherwise, hold here. We are going to come to standing. Slowly start to come up. Right knee to chest. Concentrate on your drishti, your focal point. Open the right knee to the side. Tree pose. Attach right foot to left leg. And then slowly begin to grow your branches out through your arms and your fingertips. Couple more breaths. Let's take hands to your heart, knee to center, and then set the foot down. Shake out the legs. Arms reach up, deep breath in. Make sure you're standing at the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Big step back with your right foot this time. Open the back foot 90 degrees and inhale up, warrior 2. Find your foundation, find that alignment, settle in. Hips are nice and level, pelvis is neutral, gazing over the front hand, rolling the front thigh open. Deepened breath. One more here. Flip the front palm. Keep your lower body as it is. Inhale, reverse warrior. Back hand could rest at the back leg, lifting tall through the torso. And then on your next exhale, take your hands down to the ground, step back, and go through your vinyasa. Please take rest if you'd like. I want this to be something that we can progressively work on and build from. But if you want to rest, you can always do that. Skip whatever doesn't feel good for you. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, big step forward to the front. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. And then right arm over the chest, left arm hooks underneath. Find your eagle arm variation. One more breath. Release the arms, inhale, reach them up. This time, take hands to heart center, lean forward, come up onto the back toes, push into the front leg, lift the back leg up, warrior 3. Once again, we're going to come to standing. This time, as we do, knee to chest. You can take tree pose again, that's perfectly fine. Or cross left ankle over right knee, and then bend the right knee, sinking the hips back and down into that chair, figure 4. You can keep hands at heart, which is going to be more balance, or you can set your hands down to blocks or to the ground, which is going to turn it a little bit more into a stretch. The option is yours. Couple more breaths. If your hands are down, bring the hands back to your heart. Slow and controlled, come up, knee to chest, and set the foot down. Shake out your legs. Remember, it's not about perfection. Do what you can, but allow yourself to make mistakes or to wobble. It's okay. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Big step back with your left foot. Open it up 90 degrees. Inhale up, warrior two. Exhale, sink in a little deeper. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Move at your own pace. And please rest whenever you'd like. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through to the front. Find your positioning, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise. Left arm over the chest. Right arm hooks underneath. Find your eagle arms. Extra breath here. As you release, inhale, arms up. Take your hands to your heart center as you lean forward. Come up onto the back toes. Walk them in if needed. Warrior three as you push through the front leg. Slowly come to standing. Feel the right knee pull towards your chest. Either tree pose with the right leg or figure four by crossing ankle over left thigh and then sinking the hips into that chair. Sitting back. Once again, hands can stay at heart, work balance and stabilizing muscles and core, or drop your hands down to work a little bit more of the stretch and opening. One more breath. If your hands are down, bring your hands to heart. Catch your balance. Slowly come up, knee to chest, and set the foot down. Wherever you are, shake out your legs. From the top of the mat, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, big step back with your right foot. Open it up 90 degrees. Inhale, warrior two, come all the way up. And exhale, sink in a little deeper. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior, reaching up and back. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, go through your vinyasa. Let's take a quick child's pose. Knees to the ground, sink the hips towards the heels, relax your spine, relax your head, your arms, your shoulders. Feel free to re-regulate the breath. Maybe open up the mouth and let go of some of that excess heat. We have one more little mini flow to go through. When you're ready, make your way back, downward dog. We're basically just going to be doing the first part of the flow and working ourselves into full eagle position. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, big step forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale all the way up. Right arm over the chest. Left arm hooks underneath. Find your eagle arm variation. This time, keep the arms. Lean forward. Come up onto the back toes. Lift the back leg, warrior three, with eagle arms. Slowly come to standing. As you do, left knee up, cross it over the right. Toes to the ground. So as the left toes touch down, the legs are crossed, I'm going to bend my right knee and sink in. Your toes can stay down like a kickstand, or you can hover your left toes up. Try to squeeze them in towards your standing leg. If you want even more, hook your toes behind the calf muscle, sink in. One more breath. Slowly come up to standing, uncross the legs, uncross the arms, shake it all out. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa or straight to downward dog. Last side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge. Inhale up. Left arm over the chest. Right arm hooks it. Take it into your eagle arm variation. Keep the arms as you lean forward. Come up onto the back toes. Push the front leg. Warrior 3. Slowly come to standing. Right knee towards your chest. Cross the right leg over the left. Toes to the ground. Bend your left knee. Sink in. Stay here or hover your right toes. Maybe squeeze the foot in. Maybe hook them behind the calf muscle. All of those are options. Pick the one that feels best for you. One more breath. Slowly standing. Uncross the legs. Release the arms. Shake it out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, last vinyasa. And once you're done, drop into child's pose or drop into any resting position. Let this be your own. Few more. Try to re-regulate your breath. Feel your heart rate. Feel all that energy. Slow it all down. If you need to, open up your mouth and let it go. Sometimes it just feels good. Few more breaths. Okay. When you're ready, come up into tabletop position, and then we're going to turn sideways on our mats so that we have the long sides to either side of us. If your knees are tender on a hard surface, you can roll up your mat to provide extra layers of cushion or set a blanket down. We're going to come into froggy pose to stretch the inner hips and groin. The whole practice was primarily focused on the outer hips and into the glutes. So now we're going to do the opposite. Open up the insides. So from tabletop, walk your knees as far apart out to the sides as you can get them. Play with that placement. Now, once the knees have separated as much as they can, you're going to slowly open up the feet until your ankles are in the same line as your knees, creating a nice 90-degree bend into your knees and into your ankles. So as you flex your ankles, the toes kind of angle to the sides. And you can quickly see why it's called froggy pose, because you look like a little frog. Keep your hips in alignment with your knees. Don't let them sink forward or sink back. You can stay on your hands. You can lower onto blocks. You can lower your forearms to the ground, or eventually your chest can melt to the ground. And wherever you are, just feel the heaviness in your hips and just allow it to be there. Focus solely on your breath, slowing it down and trying to bring more ease and softness into the joints. Let's spend about 6 or so deep breaths here. 2 more slow breaths. And then to come out, you can either slide forward and out, or you can come up onto your hands and start to walk the knees and the feet back in. And feel free to spend the next few breaths just shaking out your body however it feels best. That hip opening should feel really nice to kind of counter all of that work we just did, giving us that opposite release. Whew. Okay, when you're ready, let's just come up to a comfortable seated position. Any seat that you would like, close your eyes. We're just going to spend a few moments in stillness here. So relax, let everything settle in. Scan over your body. See if there's any stickiness in there. And if we can release it out consciously, just feel yourself melt into your body. We are going to close practice today with this brief seated meditation. We won't be here too long. But if you would like to continue moving your bodies, you want to continue working on other things, or if you'd prefer to just take Shavasana, please hit pause and do whatever feels best in your practice. Otherwise, with the eyes closed, the spine tall, the breath is smooth and easy. We're just going to clear out with one more breath, releasing any of that stagnant energy. So as you release your breath out, take a slow inhale all the way up to the top. And then just open up the mouth and let it go. Seal the lips. Relax your breathing pace in and out of your nose. And for the next couple of minutes, just be here. Staying here, take your hands to your heart center. Thank your body for all that it just did for you. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Open up your eyes whenever you're ready. Hopefully your hips are feeling good, but also your shoulders as well. I wanted to have a nice flow that could lead up to a really good hip opener. We could have addressed the outer hips and gone even deeper with that, but I felt like a counter stretch to all the work we just did would be really beneficial. So hopefully you're feeling great in your bodies. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments and looking forward to practicing with you again next time. Thank you.